All right, so Terry, Todd's mom, I'm recording this now, so let's cut back on some of the language that lots of people see this. You know, our
Yeah.
CEO watches it every weekend, so just less cussing would be nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
I'll just
Yeah.
dip it.
So let's maybe let the people know. My parents, I've told my parents about this before. They refuse, to watch it. They say like, oh, we have better stuff to do and everything, and which is kind of true, except then I find out that they like blazed through an entire season of Hawaii 5-0 last weekend, and so I guess it seems like they could have maybe. But maybe Tyler, do you want to kind of give them a heads up on what the show is, what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to. So, you may not know this, Mr. and Mrs. Dakin, but your son has a bit of a following at Procore, and I'll be honest with you. It's totally mystifies me. I don't really understand it, but essentially what it is people ask him questions in Slack, and then he answers them. And saying that he answers them is a bit of a stretch. He usually
okay, Tyler. So we don't need you to editorialize. We just need you to let them know what the show is, right?
Yeah, you told me. Okay, all right. You told me to tell them, so I'm telling them. So why don't you just
you're
cool
kind of
off?
giving more than that. Yeah. Well,
okay. All right. Well,
be nice, Todd. Be nice.
Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry, Mom.
So basically, the show is a similar premise to the show. People kind of they call in here, and they ask Todd questions. I usually ask him the questions on behalf of the people, and then he does his best to kind of answer them. I'm assuming that a lot of these people don't have encyclopedias or access to Google, things like
Tyler,
that.
Can we speed this up, man?
That's about it. I think that's the gist of it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So
doing a great job.
I think we should start it. I want to start it.
From Todd about everything.
That's what you've learned. Okay. All right. It's a little scary.
Especially fashion advice, as you can tell, we're wearing the exact same thing today. My father and I are. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you are looking really nice. So, we have some questions in the chat already, but before we get into that, I want to ask the two of you if you have any questions that you want to ask Todd. I'd love for you to kick it off for us today. So do you have anything on your mind you really wanted to ask him about today or anything like that?
Todd, did you get your 10,000 steps yet?
Not yet today, Mom.
Hold on, Todd. Hold on. I'm the middle person, so I asked the questions back to you. So the question was
Tyler,
from Todd's mom.
I texted it.
Oh, no, it's good. You did great. You're doing great. You're doing great, Terry. Todd's mom wants to know, Todd, have you got your 10,000 steps yet?
Thanks, Tyler. I haven't yet today. I'm gonna work on it. I'll get them. It's very warm here today. It's too warm to go outside.
Mine are almost done.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mom.
All right. Well, let's get on that after this. Let's make sure we get those steps in there, Todd. Now, listen, there's some questions in the chat that I don't think new people to our show will necessarily understand. So I want to give a little bit of context because we are building a bit of a universe here on the Ask Todd live show. Recently, we found out that myself and Kyle, one of the frequent guests on the show, we did send Todd a lookalike to kind of prank him. This guy who kind of looked like Todd, to pretend like he was Todd's clone. That individual has gone missing since that happened. And we've been looking for him high and low. Stop. This is what happened. We've been looking for him high and low. We don't know where he is. So some of these questions in the chat about the clone are referring to that tragedy.
Okay, but Tyler, can I just say, because my point is that like he came here, yes. Eventually he went missing, yes. But you said the two things together as if they're related, and I'm not comfortable with that. I think that is extrapolating the truth, I think it's conflating the two into like some related event. Really, a guy came over here. He looked like me. That's it. End of that story. Next story, that guy's gone now.
So why did you have his phone, though? That's what I'm still kind of.
Yeah, because you had his phone in your house, and that was kind of weird.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't want you to like. It's not a trophy. So if that's where your mind is going, I'm not keeping trophies.
Well, it is now.
Oh, okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure, Dad. What's up?
Yeah. So I'm not an expert on these things, but I am a therapist, licensed therapist in the state of California. You guys sound a little paranoid to me.
I sound paranoid?
No, the guys. The other guys.
Oh,
I
the
sound
everyone
paranoid.
else. Thank you, Dad. Thank
I'm
you.
just calling it as I see it here, okay? I
Yeah.
mean,
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Someone
fair
goes
enough.
missing,
But
everyone starts freaking out.
some of us have to ride the shuttle buses with either Todd or Clone Todd. We honestly don't know, and it's unsettling, you know.
Yeah,
You haven't
Michael's
had
got
to
a good
ride a
point.
shuttle bus for me in a while, though.
Yeah.
You know.
To be fair, Todd's dad, in defense of my paranoia, I had a bunch of really funny pranks lined up that guy was going to help me out with. And a lot of those kind of fell through. And there was money involved. And he owed me money as well. There's a lot of variables to this that I haven't really been fully explored. So,
what you're saying, Tyler, is it's really more about you. It's not really about Todd.
Thank you. All right. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So I'm glad we got there. That was
honestly,
the answer I was looking for.
If that guy could have kept his mouth shut, this wouldn't be an issue anyway. So let's see what questions we have in the chat right now.
Yeah, Todd. So we got a couple about the clones. I don't know. Should we dive into these ones, you think? Okay.
Why
Todd,
don't we?
Todd, can your parents tell the difference between you and Clone Todd? Or I guess you and Todd Prime, as we've been calling the other one.
Mom, Dad, have you guys ever talked to a clone of me?
That one in London?
Oh yeah, the kid in London.
Right.
Wait, no, that was me in London.
I'm not too sure.
Was it though?
Yeah.
I was in London.
Okay. Tyler, whatever Todd says.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm with you guys on this one. It sounds like maybe you know a little bit more about what's going on there than he does. We'll move on. Angelique wants to know: does Clone Todd know it's Clone Todd and not Prime Todd?
Wow, that's a great question, Angelique. And really, this is I think that this is a basic question about self-awareness of what it is to know who we are. What is this branch of philosophy, Dad? I'm sure you can help me with that. The word I'm looking for right now.
Say some more.
What?
Ontology.
Is it ontology? Wait, is that what you said?
I didn't say ontology.
No, Michael Nolan did. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. And just the sense of knowing one's self. Anyway, my point is that, sometimes I don't know if I know who Todd is. And so if Clone Todd, knows who Clone Todd is, that's his own, spiritual and philosophical journey. That, that's none of my business. And I really wouldn't want to comment on that because of that, because it's unfair. It's unfair to Clone Todd. And besides, Clone Todd, again, he's pushing up daisies. You know what I mean? Like,
we don't know that. You don't know. I mean, you say you don't know that. That's a fact.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Thank you, Angelique, for the.
Todd, your mom asked a question in here. I'm gonna give her a moment to kind of clarify it for me. She asked, "Is it Clone Todd or Prime Todd?" What?
So Prime Todd is I'm Prime. I am Prime Todd Prime, if you will. The clone is not with us anymore. I didn't mean to laugh like maniacally or like I didn't mean to have like a weird kind of laugh there. I just mean that he's not around. Supposedly he's not around anymore.
He's not around. You don't need to say supposedly. We know he's not around.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one has found a body though either. So he could be around somewhere. You can't charge a man with a crime if you can't find a. Anyway, what's the next?
Sounds like maybe Clone Todd went back to London. I bet that's what happened.
Sure. Yeah, maybe he's in London. He's probably alive and well, living it up with the Brits.
I'll be looking into that. The next question from Sandy is actually one that I've had for a little while myself. Where is Todd's attorney for these questions? Todd, I asked you the same thing recently. Where is your attorney?
Yeah, he was around. He started sticking his nose into every little thing. I don't know. He wanted to know so much of what was going on with me. And then he's like, hey, you have to pay a retainer. I don't know. He was just getting, so I had to, show him the backyard as it were. I showed him where my tulips grow, basically, if you know what I mean. I'm winking.
If you still had an attorney, I feel like they would be telling you to not be saying any of those things you
Yeah,
just said.
he tried to tell
Yeah.
me a lot of stuff like that.
Right.
He was
Probably
always
for
like,
your own
don't say
good.
this, don't like, yeah, well,
Looking out for you.
you know, I don't know. I think he just
Yeah.
wanted more money.
Did he think he was the expert?
He did. He thought he knew everything. And I'm like, people ask me the questions.
Exactly.
Okay? Not you.
Hashtag
No, not,
asktodd. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't,
That's
I
a
don't,
good point.
oh, you have a law degree. I don't care. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
I have a
So
degree
he's
in
missing.
literature.
So he's
So.
missing, it sounds like. He's not around. That's kind of weird. That's
Well,
it's kind of turning into a trend, you know, with you, that people kind of don't always
you know what I
kind
think
of
you should do?
disappear.
I think Tyler,
He leaves carnage in his wake.
To say that he's missing might be a bit of a misnomer. I mean, no one's complaining that he's gone. We don't really know if he's missing. He's just not here. I mean,
thank you, Dad.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
And Tyler, you know, like I'm just wondering, like, if you keep like saying provocative things and answering questions, like, I mean, you know, if you're so worried about someone going missing, you seem like you're talking pretty big for someone who's worried. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, I guess. And that's not a threat, but it's a promise in sorts, you know?
Yeah. It sounds like a threat. Kind of sounds
Okay.
there's a threat. There's
Take it
a
however you
tone.
want.
Let's move on, but let's move on. Hey
Yeah,
Todd,
we have a good question from Alana here.
did you ever sneak out of the house as a kid?
Wait,
that's from
Alana's not
Alana.
even on the call.
Alana?
She disappeared.
Well, you should still answer that. It's a good question. I think I want to hear your parents kind of, I want to hear your parents
I
on
know
that one
the
as well.
answer to that.
Alana sneaked out of the.
Well, she asked that question so long ago.
Yeah, I guess.
I've been waiting for the answer.
Well, I know. And Tyler's just been going on and on about this stuff, and no one cares about it, you know?
Well, there's a lot of things that we need to figure out today, so.
Let's
Well,
have
and
Mom
do we really
answer
know
this.
if Ilana is missing? All we know is she's not on the call. Now,
This is a good point. This is a good point. Hold on.
There's a body count piling up here.
Well, let's not call it a body count. We're not some character, some vampire from Sesame Street. You know, it's a body, nothing. It's, you know what I mean? We're not talking about the count right now. So, Mom, did you want to answer this question from Alana?
Well, first of all, the count is from Sesame Street, right?
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, right. Okay, they're just making sure we're on the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
So, yes, he did sneak out of the house.
Did I?
Where'd he go?
His sister, and he snuck out of the house when he was about 4 or 5, and I was in watching Dirty Dancing, thinking my kids are playing in the room. And yeah,
Dirty Dancing had just come out on VHS, and it was the smash hit of the year. And no one had really like knew about this. Everyone was watching this.
I couldn't let the kids watch it.
Yeah, and she was like, I can't let the kids watch it. Dad was away at work, so Mom says, "Hey kids, Mom's gonna put in a VHS. Why don't you go run along and do something?" So then when Tracy suggests, "Hey, let's go over to Mel and Michelle's house across the street," my hands are pretty much tied. She's my big sister, you know what I mean? So we go over to Mel and Michelle's house. Mom starts freaking out. She's like, "I can't believe you left the house." And I'm like, "I can't believe you told us to leave the house," you know?
I didn't freak out until the neighbor called and said, you know your kids are over here, right? I'm like, no. So then I looked like the mom of the year.
Also, what about those names? They named their kids Mel and Michelle. I mean, that's it.
It's probably no.
You know, Todd's parents, he's still like this. He's still kind of like that. Like he tends to blame things on other people. Like he's blaming this on his sister. He's kind of flighty. You know, he's kind of all over. Like some of these things have kind of stuck around since childhood.
Carrie, I was just seeing that you're going to have a question here, but Addie's doing this thing where she sleeps face down.
Oh.
Yes.
Right
Get
now.
It closer, Todd. Let's get a little closer there.
Let's see if I can without her waking up. Sometimes she wakes up and she just freaks out, but
that is really cute.
Are you
face
sure
down.
she's breathing?
Sometimes I want. I mean, yeah, her back is moving. She knows I'm talking about her too. Her ears are moving a little bit. Baba.
What?
What?
So there's a great question actually from Denise. Is there a clone of Addie, since we're talking about clones? Are you aware of a clone?
Yeah, I kind of wish there was. Oh, she's hates me right now. So she has twins. I mean, because she's part of a litter. Because I guess that's how cats work. But I don't know if you could call them clones. They technically have the same genetic material, I suppose. They aren't identical. But her brother, Balthazar, lives with Erica, who's also in marketing. Because we bought siblings the day I got Addie, she got
right.
Balthazar. So
Erica's typically on the call. Today she couldn't be here.
I don't think Erica's never. I don't think Erica's ever.
Oh, am I thinking of a different Erica? I think of somebody else.
Yeah, I think so.
He would have been on the call if she'd known I was here, because we're
probably true.
Close.
Probably
true.
Mm-hmm. Todd, what are your feelings about overall shorts for men?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Look, I do honestly feel like if I were at a place in my life where I needed attention, and I didn't care if it was good or bad attention, what I mean? If I wasn't like, oh, I'd like to have good attention, I just want some sort of attention, I definitely would consider getting some of these shorts. But I gotta say, I'm not really at a point yet in my life where I'm okay with someone saying like, look at how ridiculous that man looks, just to hear someone talk about me. It's not that important to me. I love attention, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But as far as how to elicit it, that is not a way that I will be trying it anytime soon.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please do.
And don't get him started on the cargo short.
Let's get him started on that real quick. Actually, I'm in favor. So cargo shorts.
Yeah. Look,
they're great for carrying stuff. I mean,
they do. They carry so many things. They really do. At a certain point, though, like I feel like the human maybe should be responsible for some of that. You know what I mean? Like, don't put all of that onto your shorts. That's a lot to put onto shorts. You're
like a utility built fanny pack kind of guy.
Well, see, I've never been. I've always been clear in the asktodd channel. If you go through it, look through the archives, I have always stated that I am all about form over function. I don't care that much about having items simply for utilitarian purposes. I enjoy the aesthetic values and the phonesthetic values if we're talking about sounds and such. But my point is, I don't really care about having the pants that do the most heavy lifting. That has never been an interest of mine. I care about the pants that make me look a little bit snazzy and make me maybe feel a little bit special, but not so special that people are going, oh my, look at what that guy's wearing. Those are overall shorts. So somewhere in between.
You've got to preserve.
How do I feel about fanny packs? Yeah, so
fanny packs instead.
Yeah, so Mom's commenting on a certain item from my youth. Whose idea was it to invite Mom and Dad to this?
Yeah, that was your idea. So
we love the invitation.
Yeah, so
I would be careful, Todd. I mean, your dad's got your back with the body disposal process.
I know that. Well, he has been there for me when I've needed another shovel in hand, if you know what I mean. And so when I say, that's a metaphor. That's a metaphor. When I have stuff in my life that we gotta let's figure this out.
That's like not a metaphor I'm really like aware of. I don't know that one.
Yeah, we call that like digging the graves of our pasts, and it's just sort of uncovering. And let's not get into that right now. We were talking about the pink fanny pack. I'd much rather talk about that. I had this fanny pack, and I gotta say, this is in the 80s, mind you, and they were all the rage at the time, and neon pink was a very popular color at the time. And when I found out that you could wear this little pack around your waist that would hold your pocket change, it kind of changed my life. Because I was so used to holding change in my hands or in my pockets. Angelique knows what I'm talking about.
Pocket change. So it's
yeah. And so I got this thing. And my parents were like, I was in second grade and they said, hey, we're going to Hawaii. And I said, sweet, I'll pack the pack, you know? And so I took my fanny pack to Hawaii and I took it everywhere. And it kind of became a bit of a family joke, I think. You know, just because it never left me. It never left my fanny. And
well, all of us were wearing them then, so it wasn't a joke until you were 21 and you were still wearing it.
Okay, well, look, if it still holds things, why would you stop? You know what? Okay, I don't want to, but
is there a family picture from that vacation of everyone in their fanny
there
pack?
is, but I don't
There
know.
is.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure the channel would love to see that.
Next hashtag Ask Todd. We'll do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we should do, if we can.
It sounds a lot less incriminating than most of what goes on here. So that's
yeah,
really nice.
yeah. He could use the break, I think, Michael. That's a good point. From the incriminating stuff. You know, I think if you have a bunch of pictures of Todd that you could gather up for us and you want to shoot those my way, Terry, we can do a full episode next week purely about Todd's childhood and pictures of him.
Sort of making a
Murderer.
Todd, or well, I don't want to use that word.
But
you know,
the jury's still out on that one, literally. But we're
literally
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
They're actually deliberating right now. Yeah.
Call it a show about Todd. Then, if we had pictures, oh wait
a second, hold on. Yeah. We have these. So here's the thing: we've been kind of going to Todd for advice and for answers for such a long time, and let's be honest, we've tapped that well nearly dry at this point. So instead, we have these two resources right here at our fingertips who know all the things that Todd knows, plus a bunch of other stuff because they made him the person he is today. I feel like they should tell us some things about Todd. I feel like we should be leaning on your parents.
This is your opportunity to ask the people that Todd asked at one point. You know what I mean? Questions.
Like Todd stood on the shoulders of giants, and the giants are right here on the call. Why are we not addressing the giants? Is what I want to know.
Richard Anderson. We have actually two of the Corn Dog Boys on the line right now. There he is.
About you.
Hey guys.
Richard, would you like
a good boy?
Would you like to ask my parents a question about me? This is the worst idea I've ever had.
What's his favorite color?
Oh, good question.
Hard hitting.
What year is it?
Right now?
Time. Because it changes. Your color.
Let's say
changes.
Let's say he's in first grade. You guys have to get him a birthday cake, and the lady at Ralph's is like, "What frosting you guys want on top? Red, blue, green?"
It was white cake with chocolate frosting.
Oh,
that's for the
cake.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
This is pretty fun. Coming into these.
Let's get
this is
chat,
Richard's first time coming to one of them.
You know, folks on the chat, we've got a few minutes. Let's get stop the presses. Let's get some more great questions for the parents here in the chat. I want to learn. I want to learn some things, and I know you all do also. So let's keep those questions coming while we're waiting for.
It was in a Pizza Hut commercial.
Did you guys know his music was in a Pizza Hut commercial?
I don't think I've ever said.
No, we've never heard about it.
I don't think I've ever mentioned it.
Yeah. But my music was, my parents, what they're saying is true. My music was in a Pizza Hut commercial. So that's something that's new to us. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah. Always happy to share though.
I was in a Def Leppard music video.
I know, we know Tyler.
Yeah,
we know.
Wait, I thought you were in Def Leppard.
Oh, that's a lot of people thought that.
It's like working with
the way he said it, was like he would say like I was in Def Leppard in the music video, you know.
Yeah.
Is it a jingle? Can you sing it? It's not a jingle.
Can you sing it?
It's
a jingle.
Yes.
It was a jingle.
You know what? It was a non-exclusive license, but I'm not at liberty to perform it without monetary compensation. So if you wanted to remunerate me similarly to how Pizza Hut did, then maybe I would sing it.
How about this one? This is a good one from Erica. For Mr. and Mrs. Todd, what's the best gift Todd has ever given you?
Just his presence.
Yeah, but which presents did he give you that were so good, though, is kind of what we're trying to figure out.
Right off the top of right here. I can think of this past Christmas. It was a pretty cool gift. It was a candle that I got every month for the whole year. And
it's a candle subscription.
Yeah. And I'm like,
keeps on giving.
the keep that keeps on giving. That was a fun gift. I mean, initially I'm like, a candle every month, but it's been pretty darn cool to get a package.
This is fun to hear the behind the scenes. I had no idea that initially you thought this is a stupid gift.
I think I can top
No, I didn't think that, but.
I don't think
Her first
It's a
thought
great
was
slow burn type of gift.
Yeah.
Wait, Dad, tell him what I got you then.
I know a lot of dads. I know a ton of dads. No one has ever reported to me before that they've gotten a gift quite this cool from their son. Christmas morning, I got a drone.
That's pretty good.
I got him a drone this year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And it has like little mini Hellfire missiles that it'll fire.
Yeah.
I can do a lot.
You can take out entire anthills with this thing. I mean, it's incredible.
Wow.
Ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous.
What have you
That's a good
done
gift.
with it so far?
What was the question, Michael?
I want to know from Mr. Todd whether you've shot anything with the drone yet, like a squirrel, maybe a clone or a lawyer or something like that.
Not as far as you know.
Yeah, he's not supposed to disclose any operations.
No, I can't even get into that past. Yeah.
One other memorable gift was I was in bed one night. And Todd calls us. He was living locally, but he was with some friends, or he lived with us. Called up and said, "Hey, I'm swinging by the house right now." And he comes over with this little baby black kitten, adorable. But we had no litter box. We had no cat food. And then he says, "Okay, I'm going back to my friends," and he leaves with this little kitten. So I have to get out of bed and go to the grocery store and buy cat food, and yeah.
It was like 10 at night. It was between my freshman and sophomore years of college, and I brought a cat home and left it with my parents, and then left to go hang out with my friends.
At that point,
That was nice, Todd. Hey,
Yeah,
actually,
my boss is calling. I gotta go.
I can have.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of glad she walked away, because I have a whole thing that I wanted to get into, but I didn't want to make her feel weird. Ever since Todd has been hanging out with me, every month a candle's gone missing from my house.
Right.
I had a bunch of candles. My wife makes candles on the side, and we've lost. Now that I do the math in my head, we've lost at least one candle a month.
Sounds like she's not making them fast enough, Tyler.
That's a good point. I mean, she's on the call, so you can tell her. You just told her that yourself, and I hope she gets working on that.
You know what they say, Ty? Wax on, wax off. You know what I mean?
No.
What? Did you say something? No? Okay.
I don't know what you mean. I didn't know what you meant by that.
We have 2 minutes
I was
left.
muted there. I was muted there, so I mean, I wasn't laughing, but if I had been laughing, you wouldn't have heard it anyway.
I wouldn't have heard it anyway.
Right.
Sure.
Cool.
Sure,
Thanks,
sure.
Michael. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Michael.
We have 2 minutes, 1 minute left. Does anyone have any final questions that we can help answer, or even my dad can help answer? Richard, he's gone now. Okay, good. We don't have to act like we care. No last questions from anyone?
What about Tui? How come he hasn't jumped on here?
I think Tui, he watches it over the weekend usually.
He watches over the weekend. Yeah.
He doesn't like when people interrupt him when he's watching it, and so he saves it for the weekends.
He sent me pictures. I get all these pictures of him wearing noise canceling headphones, eating chicken pot pie, and he's sitting right in front of his TV with Todd on. He's giving me a big old thumbs up and a world class smile. And so
the only smile he knows.
He's going to be doing that this weekend for sure.
No.
One of these days we'll get him on the show.
Good.
Last question. Any tips to get rid of gophers? Oh man, I have a fun story about this. I can't do it right now though, because it's 1:30 now. Any tips for getting rid of gophers in one's yard? Drones. Yeah.
Drones.
Surface to, air to surface.
Yeah.
Air to surface missiles, I guess.
Perfect.
All right.
Hey, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks to Todd's parents for joining in today.
Thank you guys for including us.
It was a pleasure to have you. Todd, thank you so much, man, for doing your own show.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. All right. I think we should probably end it. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.